Good morning, students and staff. Today is Tuesday, April 27th, 2021. It's a day 4. Please stand and listen to our national anthem, followed by a moment of silent reflection. Please be seated. We would like to start by acknowledging that we're on the traditional territories of the Wendat, the Haudenosaunee, and the Anishinaabe peoples, whose presence here continues to this day. We would also like to acknowledge that this is the treaty lands of the First Nations of the Williams Treaty, and thank them and other Indigenous peoples for sharing this land with us. We'd also like to acknowledge the Chippewas of Georgina Island First Nation as our closest Indigenous community and our partners in education. We acknowledge this land and the people because the first step to reconciliation is recognizing the existence of Indigenous people. The Truth and Reconciliation Commission of Canada calls to action number 62 and 63 speak to the significance of education as a key to reconciliation. A shared understanding of how our collective past brought us to where we are today will help us walk together into a better future. Here are the announcements for today. So as you know, we've been sharing reflections with you from one of our grade 8 classes, and these reflections were actually up on the display upstairs, but we want to share another reflection with you today. What they were doing was looking at what the calls to action number 62 and 63 mean and what that can look like for us in school, because they identify that the way towards one of the really important ways towards reconciliation is through education, because it's through education that in residential schools, culture, language was taken from families, from students, and from individuals. And so that's our responsibility in education to right those wrongs. And so today's reflection is around how to be an ally. And this is from students in one of our grade 8 classes. Maybe after all these conversations, you may ask, well, what can I do? In Canada, we're encouraged to be an ally. An ally is someone who supports another group, even though they are not part of that group, without wanting something in return. There are different ways that you can be an ally. You can support them verbally, such as explaining to others what the purpose of reconciliation is. You can post on social media or support them in other ways of communication. You can also support them physically by going out and standing up for their rights. Being an ally is important because everyone should have equal rights and not face discrimination, prejudice, or inequality. Always remember the golden rule: treat others as you would want to be treated. Think about how you would feel if you were in another person's shoes and what you would want other people to do. Start asking yourself today, how can you be an ally? And so I'm very grateful for the grade 8 class for doing these reflections. And we hope that you are making connections to the land acknowledgement on a daily basis in your classes and doing your own reflections as well about how you can be an ally. So just a few reminders. Tonight is our student government, where we're going to be sharing, continue sharing learning journeys from 4 to 4:45. And just a reminder, please make sure that you share your slides with Mr. Merkley so that they can be added to our main deck to speed things up. And just a reminder, tomorrow is Walking Wednesday, so we're hope that you're getting out every single day, but it's important to remember that Walking Wednesday is a really important reminder for us to be active, especially during this time when we are online a lot. Okay, so have a great Tuesday.